Hi guys, so today I'm going to do a painted doll look from the Devil's Carnival. I'm just going to start with a white base and work that into my skin. Now I'm using a white cream base. It's not very good. I wouldn't buy it again, so maybe a cream paint or a foundation base that's white. Whatever you have at hand really works. Just make sure that if you're going to wear it outside you get something that's going to stay, as this doesn't. And I'm just taking a big brush and working that into my skin. I'm just going to add layer after layer until I've got the coverage I want, and you're going to want it to be pretty thick for this because you're supposed to look like a porcelain doll. Now once you have the coverage you want, you're just going to take a little sponge and work that over the brush strokes so that they kind of disappear. You don't want any streaks or anything for this makeup. If you have any blemishes, just take more of the white that you used and cover them up. Once you have the makeup the way you want it, just take a translucent powder and work that over your skin with a big blush brush. You really want to get this on there so that your makeup doesn't move around or anything. Like I said, mine isn't very good, so it was going to anyways, but this definitely helps. So you can finish powdering your face and then the base is done, and we can get started on the cracks in the side. Now to start the cracks in the side of the face, I'm going to use some yellows from my 82 palette from Sedona Lace. I'm going to use this light yellow, a medium, and kind of a darker gold. These are all shimmery colors, and it doesn't matter if you use a matte or shine. I'm using a small eyeliner brush, and I'm just going to start applying kind of crackled lines to the side of my face. You can kind of go however you want with this. It doesn't have to be precise. You know, you're supposed to look broken. And you can look at a reference picture if you like. I have a photo of the painted doll off to the side so that I had something to go by, but it'll be really hard to recreate the look perfectly, so don't worry about getting every line just so. So we're putting this yellow around the edges to make it look as though this doll is kind of old and yellowing and broken. And you're just going to keep building up this color until you kind of get the shade that you want. You want it to kind of stand out because we're going to be building up with darker colors on top of it. And this will take a while. It took me 2 hours to do this full look, and it's very time consuming to get all the little details in there, especially with all the cracks in the skin. You're going to want to take this color all the way from the lower cheekbone, kind of jawline, all the way up around your eye and to the forehead. On the real painted doll, she kind of had it going from her cheek all the way across her forehead. I'm kind of doing an interpretation of this look because I don't want to do every crack exact. And now I'm going to take a darker brown color and just start defining the lines, making them look deeper and farther into the skin. If you wanted, you could even go in with like a liquid latex or some kind of special effect makeup, and you could make it actually 3D and defined, which would be really, really cool. I would probably try that someday, but I didn't have time. So you can do whatever you like. As you can see, the brown is already making the lines look really dark and really cool. The more you build up, the more they will stand out, so just keep working at it. You can add a little brown to the edges to kind of add to that yellowing, grungy effect, and the more you build up on this makeup, the better it looks, so just make sure you have the time to put into it, because the more time you put in, the better this is going to look. It's all about building and color on top of color, and going back over things if you have to. It's very tedious. So The Devil's Carnival is a movie musical about the devil running this carnival in hell. It's really, really good. If you get a chance to see it, do. And the painted doll is just a character that is part of the carnival. She's one of the performers. And all of the performers have this look, this kind of grungy, dark. It's very cool. And I'm going to go over all my lines again, but now in black gel eyeliner. This is just a gel eyeliner from Maybelline, and the brush I'm using is actually the brush that came with it. It's a nice flat tipped brush. And this is where the lines really start coming out and getting really defined. And so you just kind of gonna go over them as many times as you need to. You can add a few new lines if you have to. This is where you can get really fine pointed with it. Blend out any harsh edges with your fingers if you have some of those, but make sure you don't blend the lines too soft because you want them to really pop. Now I'm going to take that cream that I was using and just another little brush, and I'm going to go back in and fill in some of the white. Like I said, this is going to take time, but it's going to look really, really good, so just invest your time into it. And this white is just going to make the contrast really pop between the black eyeliner that we've just put on and this cream base. And then take a little bit of that yellow and just add it back in if you accidentally covered some of it up, because you want to keep it looking like you're yellowing. Now I'm going to do the eye makeup. I'm just taking a fluffy eyeshadow brush from e.l.f. and some black shadow, and I'm going to do a really, really thick smoky eye. Now this is just because the smoky eye suits me best. If you want to do something different, whatever suits you is fine. In the movie, Painted Doll didn't really have a smoky eye, but I prefer it. I'm also going to take that gold and I'm just going to work that above and below the smoky eye that I've done to bring the color all the way across the face and just give it some continuity. And I'm also going to take the darker gold that I used as well, just because the lighter didn't really pop the way I wanted it to. So just keep building that up until you get the look you want. Next I'm going to be lining my upper and lower lash lines with the black gel liner from Maybelline. I'm going to do my waterline at the same time. If you want your makeup to stay longer, I would suggest putting some black matte eyeshadow onto your waterline as well, and that'll absorb any water coming into your tear duct or into the corner of your eye and keep it from spreading or smearing. Then I'm going to add a really generous coat of mascara. Seriously, put on as much as possible. Like, just keep adding and layering your mascara until there's just a ton. Then I'm going to do the lips in just a red lipstick. You're going to want to use something kind of red or pinky for this. I'm just using what I had, so, whatever you have works. Then I'm going to put some lip gloss over the top, just because I had a pink one at hand and I wanted it to be pinker than it was, and this will also give it a nice gloss. Then you're going to want to do a really concentrated blush spot on your cheek. I'm just using a bunch of the pinks from the palette and just make this really round and very exaggerated in that one spot. I put a little bit on the cracked cheek as well. Lastly, I'm going to put some fake lashes on my outer eye corners. I just cut a pair of old ones that I had in half so that I could put a little bit on the edges. I just wanted a little bit more lash there. And that's the finished look. I just put my hair up and I put some old kind of vintage flowers in my hair. If you have a blonde wig, that's great, but other than that, you're done.